Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel. And today is Saturday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, the time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via Amazon, FedEx, the bane of my existence, DHL, UPS, the post office, Horse and Buggy, Outlaw, Waylon Jennings, and a whole lot more. It is truly weekly purchases. And we also discuss all the action figure news of the week this week. And to say there was a lot of action figure news, boy, that would be an understatement. It's Hasbro PulseCon going on Friday, Saturday of this week. That's why weekly purchases is coming to you a day later. I said I don't want to do another video. I'm going to put it all into one, so we got all the news in together. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But first, before we get into all that stuff, plus the normal news of the week, we got a week in review on the channel. There was a lot of videos on the channel, as there always is on the channel. We did the Tuesday tradition, the Jakks Classic Superstar Billy Graham video this week. Very cool. We also did a very cool Q&A video. I took your questions from Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, put them all into an hour-long video, and I think a lot of you guys did like that. Sounds like a lot of you guys missed a chance for a question, so make sure you're following me on social media at SirPaul64, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course the community tab on YouTube, which you're watching this right now. I will do another Q&A video maybe before the end of the year. Maybe sometime around Christmas or sometime around the holidays. It'll be a nice little easy video. And for those of you that missed questions or some of you guys that have more questions, we'll do another Q&A. We'll do another one. And then one of these days we'll do some live streams too. We talked about that. That'll be coming some way very soon. So be ready for that one. We also did our daily Star Wars videos, of course. Off the rails Star Wars Mania this week, as usual. We did Pirate, Rocksteady, and Bebop from the NECA Turtles in Timeline. We did that last Saturday night, I think it was. So if you missed that one, go check that one out. Everybody loves a pirate. Everybody loves a pirate. We did AEW Series 7 this week on the channel. We unboxed every single one. Boy, oh boy, talk about a step back. Very, very disappointing AEW Series 7. It is what it is now. I did like Lance Archer, so there is that. But, man, we got a lot of work to do on that AEW line. Mattel, you know, a lot of people are like, Mattel's done, Mattel's done. Mattel just slow and steady keeps going. AEW is having a lot of stumbles. Through Series 7, we've had a lot of stumbles. We're hoping for things to get a little bit better. Joints especially, give me better joints. That's what I need. Hopefully, Series 8, Unmatched Series 2, we get some improvements there. Constant learning, constant improvement. That's how business needs to go. Hopefully, AEW is taking to heart some of the feedback for the collectors out there. Not saying that I'm one and done, but I'm sure other people are saying this kind of stuff as well. So hopefully, things start improving on the Jazzwares front. Is probably the most underwhelming set so far. I think that's fair enough. We unboxed the Hollywood Elite Cena figure. I said it in the comments, the figure nobody asked for. I don't know who was clamoring for F9 figures, and you guys know I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie, so, but it's pretty fast, and people are furious. I think that's how those movies go. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. We also unboxed some Spawn figures this week. We unboxed Raven Spawn. Man, that Spawn line. Some sleeper stuff there, so check that bad boy out. We unboxed some Masters of the Universe Origins figures this week with Web Store. Don't confuse him with old Webster Long. And Beastman, Lords of Power version of Beastman. Very fun. You guys know I absolutely love some He-Man. And if you guys saw yesterday in the normal spot of weekly purchases, I put a little 7-8 minute video up there as I've been working hard on my display tour. So I did get some work done in my Masters of the Universe room. So I said, you know, I should film this. I'll just put this together, give everybody a little sneak peek. So a little bit of a sneak peek collection tour, or at least of one room in that video. So go back, check that one out. We also did Redeemer Spawn figure yesterday. We did the entire AEW Unrivaled Series 7 for those of you guys that like rankings at the end. We did that on there. So there's quite a few videos in the Star Wars. So I gave you some stuff on Saturday just because weekly purchases, give you an extra video there. But we're here today. We're here to do weekly purchases. And then finally this week, we did the old fig hunt. Every Friday, we're hunting figures. I was back in my home base area this week. And it's a mixed results. Not a ton of stuff you're going to see in weekly purchases this week. I got a lot of stuff, but nowhere near as big as the last couple of weeks. And man, I'm okay with that as my wallet is bleeding. I saw blood dripping out of it. It's been the most expensive month out at the retail in over a year. Easily, if not longer than that. Just a lot of stuff hitting at once. Going back to Target, Walmart, sending their workers to the docks, speeding up some of the shipping woes. Well, the problem is now everything's delayed. So I do think November, December, January, then you throw Chinese New Year in there. There's going to be some slow couple of months coming. So there is that. So that's going to be a little bit of a wallet break, I think. But then this week we start seeing the Fantastic Four wave starting to hit Walmart stores. So I got to finish that wave up. And we still haven't unboxed What If. We still haven't unboxed the Eternals. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of unboxings on the channel. But a fig hunt was fun. Took my kids. We went to the Slaughterhouse, Slipknot Slaughterhouse here. And we went to that haunted house attraction. That was actually pretty good. It was expensive, but it was good. My dad, bumped into him at a store. He was there for a figure hunt. It was like the 90s all over again, the 80s and 90s. My dad and I beat in the streets, and he picked himself up a Colonel Mustafa. So good for him. Everybody needs a Colonel Mustafa in their collection one way or the other. And that's about it. We just had a lot of videos on the channel, as we always do, as you guys know. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. I know not everybody watches every single one, but I do appreciate you guys that do watch. And last week was the big 10,000 followers extravaganza, so I hope you guys got in on that, and I do have the winners here. We'll pepper them in throughout, but let's announce the first one right now. Why not? We're going to do the YouTube winner, Jake Lengerick. Hopefully I pronounced that right, but you are the YouTube winner. Hit me up on social media, and I will get those out to you ASAP, so hit me up, Jake. Thank you for following the rules, and thank you for watching the videos. We'll do our Twitter winner and Instagram winner later on in this episode, as I said, so there you go. All right, let's get into some traditional news this week, some of the normal news stuff, not Hasbro related, as Hasbro news has been soft the last couple of weeks because they're saving it all for HasCon, of course, and that makes all the sense in the world. But other companies have news, and we're going to dig into this first. We'll hammer through this, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on all the Hasbro Con reveals after we get through this. So let's start with NECA this week, and they came in hot. This was one we talked about months ago, as the listings came out from Target that we knew these were coming, but I don't think we felt they were coming like this. And what I'm talking about is the NECA Ninja Turtle Universal Monster crossover, and we got Raphael as Frankenstein. Very, very cool, very dark and bigger. I guess I was expecting, in my gut, and maybe some of you guys as well, I was assuming cartoon-style turtles in like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, stuff like that. But no, they went in an entire different direction. More grimy, more dirty, more NECA. And I'm here for it. I do like it. The scale looks pretty good on the turtles here. Bigger figures. A lot of good attention to details. Like the size from Raphael, having the lightning bolt, thunderbolt, whatever you want to call them. I just thought that was a tremendous look out there. It's just very interesting. I can't wait for the rest of these sets. They are up on Big Bad Toy Store. Hit the old link in the description below. Pre-order through Big Bad Toy Store. You're guaranteed to get it. Yes, sometimes a little later than stores, but I think you'd rather be safe than sorry. You can always cancel if you need to, but I'd hit through the link in the description below. Pre-order your Raphael. That's one you're not going to want to miss, and I do think this is for you value guys out there. This is going to be something that'll be worth a pretty penny in a few years, because there's hardcore turtle collectors that are always coming into the game that'll want this. But then the sleeping giant is the Universal Monster collectors out there. Whenever you get two fan bases to join in, much like the WWE Masters Universe Origins, getting wrestling fans and He-Man fans in, those are the kind of figures that are more valuable in the long run. That's just my history of toys that I've seen. So if you're one of those guys collecting, this might be one you buy and you sit on it for a year, couple years, something like that, and you could get a nice, pretty return on your investment out there. But I do like the looks of this. I'm going to pick this up. Can't wait till we get all 4 turtles. Hopefully that, like every quarter of 2022, we'll get a new turtle. I don't think they've said yet, but more to come on that. As you guys know, NECA is doing their 31 nights of announcements and packaging and stuff like that in October, which is really cool. All horror themed, as NECA has so many horror themes out there. So this is one of those nights. I'm not going to cover every single night stuff because sometimes they're blind bags. Gargoyles, I know you guys love Gargoyles. I don't know anything about Gargoyles, but I know a lot of people are excited about some of that kind of stuff out there. So there's some exciting stuff. And another one that I was excited for, and I know my dad, who's watching, I'm sure, he's going to be excited for, is we saw Lon Chaney's Wolfman packaging images. This screams back to the old poster, the movie posters. I had a Wolfman vs. Frankenstein horror poster in my on my wall for many moons. But yeah, I love the Wolfman. Of course, Lon Chaney, the extra heads makes me feel like I almost need 2 of these. We'll see how that comes when the rubber hits the road, but very cool. Give me all the Universal monsters. I can't wait till they finally get to the creature from the Black Lagoon, but it seems like the Wolfman's next. Then you're gonna have the Mummy in there, and we'll see where it goes. But I gotta think creature from the Black Lagoon will be on the list. Maybe Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback. There's a lot of ways they go. Dracula, of course. Get us some Bela Lugosi. All in on the Universal Monsters. And then Gremlins, they keep hitting us with those Gremlins, and we got the Demolition 2-pack Gremlins coming. This was announced way, way back, but I think we finally saw packaging images. I gotta think this is coming probably first of the year as well. A lot of people love Gremlins out there, myself included. One of the first movies I ever remember seeing as a kid. I went to Gremlins 2 in the theater. I absolutely loved Gremlins 2 when I saw it. So a lot of good stuff there. I'm all in on Gremlins line. That's one of those lines I have in my collection where it floats between rooms. It's kind of like, okay, I need more Marvel room. It's coming out of this room. I'm bringing it into this room. It's a floater display, much like the Power Rangers. And we'll probably have more talk on the Power Ranger on the channel very soon, especially for that old outlaw Waylon Jennings, who loves a good Power Ranger. But it's a floating collection for me, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of float that around, but I'm going to pick up those Demolition 2-pack GIJOE. We talked about the accessory pack last week, so if you're a Gremlin collector, there's a lot coming up. Then you got the Mogwai 5-pack as well, so there's a lot going on. Big Bad Toy Store, like I said, has all those up for pre-order, and that's what I exactly did. Mcfarland Toys this week. Mcfarland coming in hot. Batman movie figures. I don't know if I'd even see this Batman movie. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it interests me. A good friend of the channel, that Backdrop guy, was sending me some pictures over the last year. So they were filming in his neck of the woods, and he was sending me some shots, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm sure he'll see it for sure. I'll see it when it's on TV, probably. I don't foresee me going to the theater, and I do think I will skip this Batman movie figures. What's that Riddler all about? That is not my Riddler. That's not my Riddler. Where's Frank Gorsham? That's my Riddler. But I need some kind of question marks or something. I need something Riddler. This guy just looks like a guy that's going to rob a bank, or he looks like a goon or something. But anyways, there's those Batman movie figures this week. We also saw from Mcfarland, oh boy, you guys know I'm a sucker for Spawn. I love the Spawn comic book. I love the 90s Spawn action figures, or Mcfarland action figures that Spawn was a huge, massive part of. Have a lot of that stuff back then. I'm buying the new Spawn. You see me unbox the Redeemer. I got Mandarin Spawn unboxed that will drop on the channel someday. We did... what else we do? The Violator, the Clown, all that kind of stuff. So we've unboxed them. Well, they announced Spawn Series 2. I gotta say, a little bit underwhelming. One I do like a lot, as you guys know, I love Cygor. Cygor's my boy. I'm happy we're gonna get a fully articulated big monkey gorilla Cygor. Sign me up all day on that Cygor. But then we also saw Gunslinger Spawn. Man, hard pass. Like, come on. Series 2 already, and you're just switching a rifle to a Gatling gun, and we're calling it something new. Man, I don't like that at all. That's one of the things that just drives me nuts about Mcfarland. But I guess this is good for you guys that maybe missed that one or couldn't find that one. You got another chance to get that Gunslinger Spawn. But, man, just not for me. I'm easily passing on that one. Dark Redeemer, it'll probably be a lot like regular Redeemer, where I wasn't going to buy it, and then I saw it on the shelf, said, oh, I'm picking it up. Dark Redeemer, probably going to be the same thing. The Redeemer figure is solid. Check out the review from yesterday. I reviewed it, put it up last night. Those wings on there, the detail, just the amount of what this looks like and what you get for that $20-ish price point is just amazing with that Redeemer. So Dark Redeemer, I'll probably cave. I'll probably pick that up. And then we also saw Soul Crusher. I don't remember him at all, but he looks pretty cool as well. But gosh, there's some deep cuts for Series 2. Give us the Overkill. Give us a Tremor. Give us Malabolgia. Give us some of these big guys. Let's hit those heavy hitters. Let's make this line go. And I feel like you got to go heavy hitter 1, heavy hitter 2. Maybe 3 you start sprinkling in some off-the-wall guys. But man, you got to go back-to-back heavy hitters to make yourself work at retail. That's where I come from. That's where I'm saying. And then we saw She-Spawn, and that's just another one that I might pick up, but gosh, just doesn't really interest me a lot. But it is what it is, so there it is. If you guys are in on Spawn, I guess you tell me in the comments. But Spawn figures are very fun to unbox. Like I said, we just did Redeemer. We got Mandarin Spawn coming sometime soon. I got a few videos in the can out there for a rainy day to fit in. I mean, we got enough videos. Oh, man, it's just, you know how many videos we got to do. We'll get to them all eventually. And then we turn our attention to Mattel this week. The Eternian Guards and the big surprise of the week started showing up at Big Lots. These were supposed to be Big Bad Toy Store Entertainment Earth exclusives. Somehow Big Lots got some. They've moved them out. $20 price point, same as the online stores. I went to my Big Lots, which is usually the hottest of garbage, and it didn't disappoint. Absolutely hot garbage there. Did see a Titus O'Neil, a Stone Cold, and like 5 Seth Rollins fan takeover figures, but unfortunately no Eternian Guards. I'm going to check again this week, watch my figure hunting video next week. I'm sure I'll be in there once or twice, just keeping a check on things, keeping things going, wanting to see what we're going to find out there. So we'll see. But PowerCon, it seems like we got some shipping notices in FedEx. I'm not sure which one. Of course, Faker and Duplicat, was that what it's called? I missed out on that one, got skunked on that, so I am looking for that. It's going to suck paying up. But hopefully, if any of you guys got doubles on that one, reach out to your old boy Kyle. I need to get that one, but I'm going to have at least that Horde pack or the Gray Skull pack coming my way. It should be on next week's weekly purchases, I would assume. I got tracking, you would hope. So that is coming. We also saw Origins Series 8, Clawful, Trapjaw, mini comic Trapjaw. We also saw the Horde Trooper, so he's getting a regular release. So there's a big army builder there. I'm going to need quite a lot of those. If you guys seen my Mattel, yeah, Masters Universe Classics setup in that video I posted yesterday, I got a lot of Classics Horde Troopers. I'm going to need a lot for the Origins shelf as well as I build out that Horde shelf. And then we also saw Horde He-Man as well, which is a super cool heavy metal style figure. Can't wait for that. So Series 8 coming soon. Hopefully Series 7 hits Big Bad Toy Store. I got 6 through Big Bad Toy Store. I'm still waiting on Stinkor. And then we got Series 7 right after that. So Origins looks awfully bright. We might all have to wear shades on that one. A lot of people thought that line was dead. Seems no point on slowing down on that one. So there you go. And then we get into the wrestling headspace. And once again, our old friend Zombie Sailor, he keeps coming every week, peppering some stuff out there. And I've been saying this since day one. It's funny, when are we going to start seeing some of this? You've signed guys that are going to take you to 3 years to produce. It's like you need to stop signing guys and get some more figures out, get some more pre-orders up and stuff. Because, you know, they showed the pictures of Roadkill this week. He announced the signing of Tajiri this week. I'm all for it. But man, when are we going to see Roadkill and Tajiri? I mean, it could be 2024 at this point. So I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to work. Series 1 supposed to be first of the year, I think maybe February or so. I'm very excited to see these. They look phenomenal from what we've seen. Can't wait to get them in hand. But you got so many figures coming. We've been saying that since day one. I just don't know where it ends. So there you go. But then Cella Toys, kind of following the same model a little bit. We've seen so many guys, but they are pumping product out. We've got a few already out there. I slept on a few, especially those Nick Aldis repaints. I didn't want anything to do with those. The Ethan Page I didn't pick up. I didn't pick up the Blue Meanie and Josh Chernoff 2-pack. I will get the BWO Blue Meanie for sure. Stevie Richards Nova we talked her out. But then this week they announced Luna Vachon coming to the Cella Toys line. Another female figure. We got Bull Nakano, of course. Luna Vachon coming hot off her Dark Side of the Ring episode. Pretty cool. I think I'll be picking that one up for sure. I'll put her with maybe Bam Bam. I got to figure out my retro and my Hasbro's display now, as I have room for about 20 more figures in my display, and it seems like we're going to blow past that next year for sure. I'm going to have to figure out how I want to display all these and move some stuff around. The famed issues of a collector out there, we'll call it there. But Cella Toys, Zombie Sailor, the retro market is through the roof right now. A lot going on. And then we saw this week the U-Kid out there. UK Kid, I should say. He sent me a message. He was keeping close look on this, and he sent me some pictures. I was very interested about the AEW Jazzwares UK exclusive Hangman Page figure. What is the differences here? Cody Rhodes had some differences with the ring. I want to know what was up with this Hangman. He finally got some shots, and from his eyes and from the pictures here, it looks like it's the exact same Hangman figure we got before. I love that because that means, guess what? I don't have to buy it, and those are so expensive to ship overseas. So I'm passing on that Hangman. There seems to be zero differences there. So I was glad to find that news out. Some good news right there going on. And then we'll turn our attention. Last week we talked about Squared Circle Toys, their Kickstarter out there for your, security guards, event staff, all that kind of stuff. We talked about it. Wishing those guys luck. I hope they get there. We need about 100,000 people by, I think, December or so, or right around Thanksgiving, a little after Thanksgiving. Once upon a time, Jerry Reed told me, "We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there." And he's exactly right. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. They're at about getting close to 10,000. Got a heck of a long way to go. So if you haven't supported yet, jump in on that if you're interested, of course. But it's some cool stuff. But man, it's a big hurdle to jump with the holidays coming and so much stuff coming. There's only so much money to go around, but very cool things that I think a lot of people have been wanting for a long time. I'm anxious to see where this goes. I'm hoping for more of this stuff in the future there. So that's the wrestling news there. How about we do a Instagram winner of some battle packs, showdown packs, whatever you want to call them. And my daughter picked all these out, as you guys remember, and picked out one that, as a viewer, if you guys ever see my comments, he's always down in there. Old Dano Hale, old Danny Toy Box himself on Instagram. Old Danny, I'll get a hold of you. You're always watching these videos, always commented. Good brother out there. I got some showdown packs to send your way. So there you go. You're going to get those. So that is the Instagram winner. We did the YouTube winner. As you guys know, we'll do the Twitter winner here in a little bit. But there it is. That's what's going on there. Actually, let's do Album of the Week. How about we just knock that one out right now? Album of the Week. Udo Dirkschneider, UDO band, of course. Brand new album this week, Game Over. I'm a longtime Udo guy, going all the way back to Accept. Absolutely love Udo. Sign me up for anything Udo and Accept all day long. I love it. And this new album, you know what you're getting when Udo has a new album out. It's always the same. It's much like AC/DC, much like Motorhead. You know what you're getting. It's the signature sound. Sounds like he's gargling razor blades. And man, he is consistent. I love prolific artists, prolific people, that are eccentric. And maybe I fit in that category a little bit because I feel if I was a musician out there, I'd have a new album every single year. I just couldn't sit on these 10 songs. I'd be cranking stuff out all the time. And that's what Udo does. Between live shows, packages, new albums, different bands, he is out there hustling all the time, and he's no spring chicken. None of us are anymore. So I always appreciate a new Udo album. It's something you can set your watch to every single year. I definitely recommend checking that out, and go back, check out all of his Accept stuff. One of the most unsung heroes in heavy metal, I would say, is Udo Dirkschneider. Very easily. If you don't know the name, look it up. I'm sure you know some of the Accept songs from back in the day. And then special shout out, Ghost. We did the Papa Emeritus Series 1, or version 1, Super 7 figure on the channel 2 weeks ago. Great for the Halloween season unboxing. Check out that review. But I'm going to give a special call out to Ghost. They released a single here the last couple of weeks to go along with the Halloween Kills, the Hunter's Moon song, Halloween Kills soundtrack. I love this song. My kids love this song as well. And guess what? I actually watched a movie, which I don't watch a lot of movies, but horror's right in my wheelhouse. Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, all those guys, sign me up. You guys know that. We did watch, my daughters and I, we watched Halloween Kills, and we all loved it. I absolutely loved it. Beautiful movie. My kind of movie. Some people don't like that kind of stuff, but that's my wheelhouse. That's what I like. I like a movie like that. I love an angry mob going after Michael Myers and stuff like that. Just extremely cool. If you haven't watched that, it is streaming on Peacock if you have that, or go see it in the theater. You definitely should see it this time of year. So Ghost, they got a song on the soundtrack. Movie was great. Udo, there's some albums of the week. Now, let's get down to it. We got a lot to talk about. Hasbro PulseCon, let's talk it. All right, guys, let's get down to it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the Hasbro PulseCon. A couple of very interesting days. Exclusive, premium stuff, pipeline reveals, future reveals, a lot of excitement. We're going to start off with, of course, G.I. Joe, my all-time favorite. Going back to being a little kid, you guys know that watch this channel, I absolutely love G.I. Joe, and I got to say, traditionally, G.I. Joe has underwhelmed in these kind of live reveals, these kind of PulseCon things. Not this time. It sounds like they held off a lot of stuff. We hadn't had some Joe news for quite some time, and they held a lot of stuff here. And they came with some absolute fire here. A ton of stuff to love. Only a couple of gripes here, and they're very minute, but we're going to dive into it. And the first thing they did, they came in hot. We knew, we had an inkling these were coming in 2022, but we weren't sure what they would look like, and they came with the Cobra Bat. The traditional Cobra Bat. And this looks like the traditional Cobra Bat with, modernized, kind of like the classified line has been. I'm glad they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. I'm glad they didn't give us the Cobra Bat 2 or whatever it was called later on in kind of the more neon colors. They stuck it pretty close to the original, and kudos to them. We do have a bat coming from Super 7, and now we got him in the classified series. Army builders are going to be all over this one, so this one will be tough to get, but this release isn't just Target, this is everywhere, and that's great for a lot of people, including myself. I think I need like 5 of these. I love the bats, just really cool, and it was a way to get kind of death and destruction into the G.I. Joe cartoons back in the day with these bats. You couldn't kill Cobra officers and stuff in a child thing, but you could kill robots all day long. So the bats were a special figure, and I'm glad they're here in the classified line, and we're going to talk a little bit more bats here in a second. But then after the Cobra Bat talk, they turned their attention to Zartan talk. And I felt like this was a little bit of filler. We did know this Zartan was coming. They went a little bit more in depth, but no new news was really broke with this Zartan. It did go up for pre-order on Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern for Pulse members, 4 o'clock Eastern for the regular Joes out there, I guess. No pun intended. But this is the color change Zartan. Of course, I'm picking up a couple of these. I need a minimum box one and I need a loose one. I love the color changing aspect, as that was a lot of fun as a kid, having them in the sun and the cold, changing colors and stuff. But I wish we would have had removable heads with this Zartan, and we'll do a full figure review on that when the time does come, hopefully sooner than later, because I know some influencers out there did get their Hasbro Pulse pack with Zartan, so I'm hoping for you guys like us that we get those shipped to us very soon, if they're already out there for those guys. But this Zartan is a little bit of a lot of reuse, I guess. Not a little bit, a lot of reuse. But I wish those masks were extra heads. And it was always kind of funny with Zartan. It's like, okay, so he just puts a different face on, but he's still got his same crazy outfit on. So that is a little bit interesting. But I'm all for Zartan. I'm all for all the Dreadnoks. Give me the Dreadnoks. Give me Cold Slither. Give me all of them. But there was a lot of Zartan talk and stuff we already knew about. And then we got the official announcement from Hasbro finally. Target exclusive. Cobra Island is gone. It's been blown up. They're moving on to the next exclusives. And this is an interesting one. This speaks to young Kyle, because young Kyle was all in on this line back in the day. Tiger Force. G.I. Joe Tiger Force, my favorite G.I. Joe subline of all time, is coming as a Target exclusive. I'm here for it. Sign me up. Tiger Force leader, Flint. Get me that Flint repaint in Tiger Force. I'll buy so many of those. Pick that one up. Hopefully that's coming soon. They didn't announce it, unfortunately, today. But they did also announce the bad guy side, Python Patrol. And those didn't run concurrent back in the day, but I like what they're doing here. They're reimagining. We know the Python Patrol. We know the Tiger Force. Putting them together. And we got our first 2 exclusives, and they went up Saturday for pre-order as well. We've got Outback, a sleeper Joe, a much later Joe. First originally known for his bright orange hair, but in later years in his Tiger Force paint deco, we got it in the 25th anniversary line as well, he went to the full gray, white beard and white hair. An amazing look. That is how I want to look when I'm older. I want to have long beard, long hair, white. Outback, just a trendsetter in the hair, facial hair and hair department, and G.I. Joe toys, because that figure looks amazing. I am picking that up for sure. I'm picking all these up. You know how that goes. But this one knocked out of the park. A little strange, and it's a different way than I thought they'd go. I figured for sure we'd start seeing Duke, Roadblock, Flint in Tiger Force apparel. I hope, part of me hopes we get that, but it needs to be way down the line. Flint especially, give me that right away. But Roadblock, I don't need Tiger Force Roadblock, Tiger Force Duke. I like this Outback. Give us some of those other characters in the Tiger Force stripes, but it does feel weird not to get their traditional versions first. Just a very weird dynamic here, and it's tough because they don't release a ton of classified figures. This isn't like Marvel Legends that you get a new figure every week. G.I. Joe, they pick their spots. I think that's good. So then you turn to the Python Patrol side, and we end up getting a Python Patrol Viper. So the Vipers continue that Target exclusive action there. A bit of a repaint, a few new things here and there. Probably the least exciting release of the day for me for G.I. Joe classified series, but still cool enough, still warrants buying a few of these. And they said in the live stream, Target has figured it out. And what has Kyle said from the start of this channel? Hasbro wants every dollar in your wallet and every dollar out of your savings. All these toy companies do. They want to get these figures to you, but they don't want to make too many figures, have them clearanced out, not sell. It's business, and it's tough finding that line with G.I. Joe, especially at the start of the line. You didn't know. G.I. Joe's failed at retail so many times, they didn't know how many to put out quantity-wise. It took them a while to figure out, and now we've seen it with all the re-releases of the Cobra Island stuff, all that kind of stuff. If you didn't get what you wanted, you weren't working hard enough. That's the way it goes. I get, you know, I saw this stuff up to last week. You guys saw my figure hunting video. I found a Firefly out there. I found a Cobra Trooper. I found Roadblock still. These are out there, guys. Breaker, there's a store by me that has 20 breakers on the shelf. If you can't find them at your Targets, go to a different Target, or you can look online, and it's not going to cost you a whole lot more. Cost plus shipping about maybe just a hair more at that. Just got to be patient. And they've finally come around, and they mentioned that here. Sounds like there's going to be a ton of these exclusives for everybody, so that is good news. So we're getting Outback, and we're getting the Viper in the Python Patrol Tiger Force decor out there. And then they announced another one, and this was a little bit of the head scratcher and one of the gripes for me. We're getting a redone Bat, but in Python Patrol colors, and I think this is a traditional release. It's just, for next year, of course, it just is the head scratcher. We got that Bat earlier. We don't need another Bat right away in that line. Let's give us somebody different. Wait one full year, then put the Bat in that. Give some time in between. You don't need two Bats going about the same time. That's just a minor gripe, but that's where I sit. Give me somebody different. Give me some other character. Give me Cobra Commander in his Python Patrol gear. That's what I'd like. Give me something like that. I don't need another Bat so close to that one. Put some distance between the two. But then I thought that was going to be it, and then they turned it up to 11. They started in hot with some most wanted figures for me, and I'm sure a lot of you Joe collectors out there. we finally are getting a traditional Storm Shadow. Yes, the fans have been screaming since day one. I guess G.I. Joe team finally heard the word and said, okay, well, it's time to do that. Big missteps for me. They gave us the Arctic one, which I don't mind the ones we've gotten, but we should have had this one first. This is how you cement a legacy of a line. You give a character like this early in there. But they're finally making good. Pinless joints. Looks like Storm Shadow we know. I did notice I didn't see the tattoo on him. Maybe that's just a miss on an early prototype. But that Storm Shadow is going to be popular. You guys know he's probably the most popular villain. I've always said before, I'm not a big Ninja G.I. Joe guy, but I definitely need Storm Shadow, and you definitely need a Snake Eyes in your collection somewhere. So I'm all in on that Storm Shadow. But then they came with one out of kind of left field. I'm happy for it. Spirit. We're getting Spirit, an all-time favorite G.I. Joe of mine as well. A lot of people forget, you know, they always think Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, but Spirit was right in that mix fighting with Storm Shadow. Quick Kick, another one. And I loved Spirit back in the day. His freedom, his eagle with him, very cool there. They did talk a little bit about stuff about, you know, he's no longer a tracker. He's a sniper now. Somewhere Lowlight has a single tear coming out of the side of his eye because he just lost his sniper status in the G.I. Joe team. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out there, but I was never offended about Spirit being a tracker. That just didn't seem like that big a deal to me. I'd be honored to be the tracker of the G.I. Joe team. If they need a tracker on the Joe team, I will sign up day one. I always thought Spirit, I never thought of him as, you know, a stereotype or anything like that. He was just a favorite Joe of mine, and maybe I'm just different. Maybe that was my 80s brain to this day brain. But I don't know, they really talked that up a lot about it, and it never even really occurred to me that, so I don't know. I don't know. This isn't what this show's about, but I do know I'm excited for Spirit. Thankfully, they gave us Freedom. I was a little worried we weren't going to get Freedom for a few seconds, but they came in with Freedom articulated. You guys know when I bought Joe's as a kid, I was always all in on the guys that had animals with them. If you have an animal with you, I was buying it. That was what I was about. So Spirit and Freedom coming. And then speaking of animals, here's a big one. We knew Croc Master was coming, but I was blown away by this Croc Master. A childhood favorite Joe of mine. I would use him as a big dude, big tough dude on the Cobra side. I also sometimes put him with Cobra Law back in the day. And I just love that we are getting an updated one with a fully functional alligator, with baby alligators, accessories. They didn't say it, or at least I didn't hear it, but I assume this will be a fan channel exclusive, much like Snake Eyes and Timber was earlier this year. But Croc Master, slam dunk. This could be the best G.I. Joe figure yet. Just so cool. And I could see outside G.I. Joe collectors, people that collect Marvel Legends and other things, buying this Croc Master just for the alligator. To have a scaled alligator like that in your collection, I think this will cross some other teams, other streams out there of collectors. So I thought that was just phenomenal. So Classified knocked it out of the park. My only gripe is that second bat, and that's not even that big of a gripe, but just a little interesting there. But then they turned our attention. This one came out of left field for me, and I just immediately said, oh, no. Not for me. I'm telling you right now, I'm not collecting this. But they are coming out with the O-ring style G.I. Joes. Just like I had as a little kid, they fixed the thumb issue. A lot of people broke their thumbs. I only had one thumb ever break on my G.I. Joe toys, and I was a player as a kid. Breaker, part of the original line. I never broke any thumbs outside of that. But then the O-ring, these are like the Joes of the past, but a lot more sturdy, basically, is what they come out to be. But you're going to Storm Shadow Snake Eyes in a 2-pack, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I'm just not an O-ring guy. I've moved on. I have my 35th anniversary stuff on my wall carded. I'm in the Super 7 line. I'm all ordered in that. I'm all in on the classifieds. How many Joe lines can I support? I just don't think I could do this 3 3/4 line. But then they hit me with a left hook out of the side. They announced a G.I. Joe HasLab. Oh my gosh. And then your mind starts racing. HasLab, oh my gosh, is it going to be for the classifieds? That's what I was hoping. I'm sure a lot of you guys were as well. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on where you sit, they announced it for the O-ring style Joes. It's the Sky Striker, possibly one of, if not the most iconic G.I. Joe team vehicles. I always say the flag, but the Sky Striker is right up there, and you're getting a beautiful Sky Striker. This is obviously going to be the best Sky Striker of all time. I believe that thing funded within like 10 minutes. I don't know, actually. Filming this just right after this was announced, but this thing will have no problem getting to 10,000. There will be army builders of this thing out there. You get a bunch of figures with it. You get some sub-vehicles, different sticker sets. I mean, all the bells and whistles you can imagine. $229, pretty pricey, but we've seen pricier, and we're going to talk about a pricier one here in this video a little later here. But the Sky Striker, I mean, oh my gosh, 45 days to fund. I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't fund after one weekend. I think there's enough G.I. Joe maniacs out there. They are a vocal crew, and I can see this funding right away, as it should. But I wish it was in the classified scale. I just think I'm passing on this. I just don't have room for another G.I. Joe subline. I mean, how many do I need? I have 3 sets right now going. I just can't dive into a 4th one. I just can't. There's only so many funds, and I would love to have this, but I just don't see it as a possibility out there. But who knows? Never say never. But I think that was pretty fun, and this whole G.I. Joe video was way funner than I imagined it to be. I was so happy they came with some fire exclusives, a lot of good news. It was just everything I'd want on a G.I. Joe live stream. But it really felt like it was up to the Marvel Legends and some of the Star Wars panels of the past, where G.I. Joe was always kind of, oh, we got one announcement, we already knew about it. This time they brought the fire, and I hope this continues into 2022. But I know what continues next. Next up, let's recap some Star Wars. All right, next up, let's take a look at Star Wars from the Hasbro Pulse panel. This was done on Friday as well, and they had a ton of announcements, as we're used to with Star Wars, going from Black Series to 3 3/4 Vintage Collection figures, and the worst kept secret, the HasLab, and that's exactly where we're going to start. They saved that for last. This is probably the best news of the whole weekend for me. Quite possibly, and this is a Mount Rushmore of me. You wouldn't know, I let out an audible yes when this was announced, and I saw the first pictures, and we're talking about the Rancor HasLab. Rancor is a special Star Wars thing for me. I had it as a small child. I played with it for so many years with my Star Wars. It even crossed over into Cobra Law, kind of a Cobra Law monster to fight with my Joes. Absolutely loved that original Rancor. Got the Power of the Force Rancor, of course. I have the Vintage Collection Black Series Rancor. And now it's time to step up to the big boy Rancor, the Black Series Scaled Rancor. Just absolutely next level. My excitement level is the top it's ever going to be for Star Wars. So excited to pick this one up. I immediately, after the live stream, pre-ordered this guy. I think it has till early December to fund. This thing will fund by the end of the weekend. I have no doubt in my mind. I am excited to know what are the stretch goals going to be. We got to get the Rancor Keeper. I think there's no way you don't get the Rancor Keeper with this one. Will we get Slave Girl Leia? I think if there was ever an opportunity to get this, because we've heard they're never going to put that to retail again. I don't have that old Black Series one. I didn't pick that up for whatever reason. So I would love to see that. This would be the time to release that. It's a HasLab. It's a backed fun back. That would be the way to get that Slave Girl Leia back out. Who knows? Maybe we can get some Jabba's Palace people. Can we get some of those guys included in here in the Black Series? I just hope there's a ton of stretch goals, because one thing we know about Star Wars fans, they are passionate, they buy, and this thing will fund very soon, and I hope we get tons of stretch goals with this Rancor. But this thing has me excited. A massive, huge Rancor. Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. A work of art. Like I said, a worst kept secret, but man, I am so excited this is here. But man, HasLab is getting us, you know, Sentinels, Galactus, Transformers, if you guys are into those, Unicron and the Saber. Now we got the G.I. Joe HasLab, then you throw this. For people that collect lots of different lines out there, man, it's getting expensive in a hurry, but something like a Rancor, that's a Mount Rushmore toy for me of my childhood, and there's no way I can not get this Rancor with like 90 different decorations of kind of paint and bumps and stuff. They even got the slobber on him, the earrings. These are just grayscaled images, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to see some of the finished images with this one. But it's going to be a heck of a long wait. It will fund. They will take your money in December, and then that long wait begins. And man, that's tough. I mean, some of us will die waiting for our Rancor. I mean, that's going to happen somewhere in the world. It's just crazy to think how that works. But that is the new model we're seeing on stuff, and I'm all for it. If that means we get this Rancor, because if without this we wouldn't get it, I'm just happy we're getting it. So this Rancor brings a tear to my eye. I'm so excited to pick this bad boy up. I can't wait till it comes. Oh boy, hopefully it comes sooner, but you know that doesn't happen. But then they talked a lot about the 3 3/4, and we've talked about 3 3/4 Star Wars on the channel. I'm basically out of the 3 3/4 game going forward. Unless there's a new figure that they've never made or something I really need, I'm going to start passing on a ton of stuff. As we've all seen price increases across the board, something has to give. And for me, 3 3/4 Star Wars is what's going to have to give. You got to save your money and put that money to help offset the cost of your Marvel Legends, your wrestling, G.I. Joe. You guys know how it goes. So some of this stuff I'll pass on, or I'll play the long game. And one of those ones I'm thinking about playing the long game on is the Navarro Cantina 3 3/4 scale vintage collection. from The Mandalorian, of course. I would have rather had a Mos Eisley Cantina, like many people out there, of course, would. But it is what it is. We're not getting the Mos Eisley Cantina, but I think some people could customize this into that if they wanted to. But we're getting this Navarro Cantina, and much like we see with these playsets, the Jabba one, the Tantive one, the Freezing Chamber one, they recommend you buy 2 to really flush the scene out a little bit, flesh it out, get everything you need with it, and that's exactly what they're asking you to do with this Cantina. So I'm probably going to pick 2 of these up. It does come with an Imperial Death Trooper. We've seen that before where they come with a carded figure. But I do think I'll buy 2 of these, but I'm going to play a little of that long game. We've seen these historically go to clearance, outside of maybe the Tantive one. I don't remember if that went on that deep a clearance, but a lot of the other ones have. I'm hopeful this will go the same. I would really love it if I could get 2 for the price of 1. That would be a good one. But I know a lot of people are excited about that. They also announced a Subline re-release set, which I think a lot of people groaned about. Some of you collectors that have these pricey figures, now they're being re-released. That's going to take that value down, especially on Ahsoka. But we got Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and Child Anakin Skywalker coming out on the Vintage Card Collection, being re-released on some of that stuff. So I know a lot of people are happy about that, and there's some that are disappointed about that. But that's the way it goes. We always say it. If there's money for Hasbro to make or any toy company, they're going to do it. Re-releases are a real thing. They would rather make that big money instead of some scalper or somebody on eBay, and not even a scalper. Somebody that's had that for 5 years, they want to sell it for a couple $100. They would have rather had that $10 from you. That's the way it goes, because they can get many of those $10. So it is what it is. But we also saw another troop builder pack. We saw the Stormtrooper one a while back. Now they're giving us the Rebel Fleet Troopers for your Tantive 4 setup. That should have came out about the same time as that. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity, but I still think this will be successful. I have enough Rebel Troopers. I have the Campton Antilles. I don't need more of these, so I'm easily passing on this one as well. So that was about it for the 3 3/4 stuff. But then they get into the Black Series, and that's what I really do like. But once again, we're very heavy focused on The Mandalorian and some of the new TV shows, and I get that, but it sucks for us classic people that want some of the classic aliens. Give me my Zutton. We need Zutton out there. We need some of those guys in Black Series, and I just don't know if we'll ever have that day. But they did show Cobb Vanth, a deluxe edition Cobb Vanth. I don't know. It's a deluxe edition. Did that really need to be a deluxe edition? I know everything is a cash grab at the end of the day. They're in a business to make money. I understand it, but I don't feel like this needed a deluxe treatment. It's just another way to get another $10, $15 out of the collector is what this looks like to me. They also showed Boba Fett and Miggs Mayfield from The Mandalorian, so we get that crazy version of Boba Fett that we never expected that was a big surprise in the show, plus Miggs Mayfield coming. So we're getting to flush out the rest of our Black Series Mandalorian, so a lot of people are excited about that, I understand. So those are coming. And then we also saw another deluxe Mandalorian pack. We're getting in 2 scales, 3 3/4 and Black Series. It's coming with that Arctic Spider, Grogu. They're really going to the well on these Mandalorian figures. They're getting the most out of their molds and then some, but guess what? They're selling. So, people vote with their wallet. They are voting to buy this stuff. So it is what it is. I'm a sucker for it myself. I'll be picking all this stuff up. I'm all in on these Black Series Mandalorian figures, but really would have liked to see some more classic alien stuff like that. I hope there's a spot for those sometime in the future. And then they showed some of the Disney Store Galaxy's Edge exclusive packs. For the most part, those don't interest me, but there was a Creatures pack shown, Salacious Crumb. I think I have to get that, so I will probably pre-order that one. The rest, maybe long game, maybe not pick up at all, but all in all, for me, the Star Wars segment, that was all about the Rancor. Get me that Rancor. Like I said, I've already backed it. I hope you guys do too. I don't think we'll have any trouble funding this Rancor. Just very excited to see what those stretch goals are and some of the figures we're going to get with this and some of that stuff. I'm all in. Give me some more stuff. Hopefully that comes. Couple quick hits before we get to the Marvel Legends. Transformers, all in all, pretty disappointing for me. You guys know I'm in and out of Transformers game all the time. Love Transformers, just have a lot of issues with that line. More issues with that line than any toy line that I collect. Didn't really see anything I wanted there. Kickback Insecticon, that might be a possibility. I do love my Insecticons. I was very disappointed there was no Dinobots. How do you give us 2 Dinobots, dangle a carrot for a third one, and not at least show that third one today or tell us they're all coming? That's part of my issues with Transformers. Give us these Dinobots. We shouldn't have to wait 3 years to get the whole team. Well, let's get those out. I'm a Dinobot sucker. I need the rest. So hopefully that was just a mistake and they'll announce something soon. But that was the biggest miss of Transformers. Really, I turned my nose up after that when I didn't get the Dinobots. I was very disappointed. Power Rangers, you guys know I dabble in Power Rangers. There's going to be more Power Ranger discussion on the channel soon. Hasbro, not a lot for me on the Power Ranger front. These were later Power Ranger series I don't know existed, didn't know anything about them, so easy pass for me all day long. They did announce a new monster, Pirantis Head. I don't even know how to say it, but it's a villain, a deluxe villain like we've had before. The last two were awfully hot garbage. I wonder if this one will follow in those footsteps. I'm on the fence. I didn't pre-order that one. A little of that long game, maybe clearance game, maybe pass altogether. I know that old outlaw Waylon Jennings is in on that one, though. It's a favorite of his. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to really put the pen to the paper, or really what I want to do with this Power Ranger stuff. So we might talk about that very soon in the future, so more to come. But I know what's coming up next in the future. Now it's time to take a look at the Marvel Legends line. All right, time for the Marvel Legends portion of Hasbro Con. And in full transparency, I've been all over the place with this video, having to shoot everything out of order as I just returned from a day at the pumpkin patch. Oh, what a time to be alive. Watch out for that corn maze, I'll tell you that much right there. But Marvel Legends team, they got after it today. They did an interesting thing on social media before this, saying don't get too excited, don't get your hopes too high, which was very, very strange to me. Any company out there, I think you always got to be putting the positive spins on things. You also always got to say this is your best foot forward. Constant learning, constant improvement. We say it all the time on the channel. So that was kind of weird, just making us not get too hyped up, which a lot of this is, as a whole for HasCon, not a ton of stuff was shown because of shipping issues and all that kind of stuff, and getting backed up out there. So I think that was some of Marvel Legends today. They didn't come super hot with a bunch of stuff. I believe they're coming back on 10/27 with some more reveals and announcements, but a decent enough stuff today, I thought. I don't think they should have put out there that, hey, keep your expectations low, because I would have went in firing all guns blazing if I was in their shoes. But they came out across with a few things out there. First thing, they put over the Hasbro Con Exclusives today. Venom, of course, from the animated series, and then the MODOK from the Next Wave comics. I picked up both of those today. It was an extremely expensive weekend for your boy Kyle, I can tell you that much. But then they started talking about, they started the first reveals they had with the Pulse exclusive retro carded figures. Mr. Fantastic, Falcon, Venom, and then of course Phoenix and Wolverine 2-pack. Going to come in a box like some of the earlier retro 3 and 3/4 style. We've talked before about the price increases and everything out there, and stuff has to give. For me, the retro line is what have to give. I'm dropping out of that retro line. I'm probably going to sell the ones I have just because, you know, something's got to give somewhere. The vintage collection, the retro line, a few other things. You got to vote with my wallet. That's what I always tell you guys to do, and I do it myself. So there you go. So they did announce those. I will be passing, saving some money there, which is always a nice feeling. But for those of you that like the retro line, very solid looking figures. I thought those looked tremendous. I really do enjoy that line from afar now, unfortunately. But then they gave us our first announcement here. A lot of different interviews with some of the comic artists out there, the creators, or the guys that steered the ship on the X-Men animated series back in 1992 on Fox Kids, of course, if you guys remember back. But we did see Null, a Spider-Man villain, I guess the creator of the symbiotes and stuff. I'm not super familiar. I've heard of the character before, but just a mean, scary-looking character. Big blade, of course. So we have Null coming in 2022. I will pick that up. I'm going to pick all these up, of course, in the Legends. But I'm really excited about that one. What I have seen of that guy, pretty awesome stuff. So look into Null before his figure comes. We also got the fan vote out there. They said, do you want to hear a person that's getting re-released or updated as a former San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, or a brand new villain or a brand new hero? The villain was the winner, and the villain was one I've never heard of in my entire life. His name is Despair, but man, he covers all my bases. I'm taking that guy. I'm going to have to read up on him, see what he's all about, because I love the looks of that character. Mean, menacing, looks like he's got face paint on. You know I'm all in on there. So Despair is coming. Then they jumped over to the Walgreens line. Walgreens been cosmic in 2021. Apparently 2022 Walgreens exclusives, we're headed to the villain category. We just recently had the super villain wave from Marvel Legends. You guys all know that. But we're getting a Baron Zemo, a classic Baron Zemo. This will fit great in my collection because I don't have that old one from 2014, 15, whatever it was. So I'm picking this guy up for sure. Walgreens is great for exclusive, but also disappointing because you spend so much time going there trying to get them. It's just disappointment after disappointment, heartache thrown in, and then disappointment after that when you hit these Walgreens stores most of the time. I'm going to have to start hitting Walgreens on a little bit more regular basis. I'm looking for that one Clone Trooper that's supposed to be coming very soon. And, of course, Marvel Legends Binary. Hearing in November there should be end caps with those kind of things on them. So There's a little news tip there for you. But then we saw some retro carded figures, and Marvel's been all in on these retro carded figures, be it Spider-Man, be it X-Men at Walmart 2-3 years ago. But now we're getting retro, more Avenger-style heroes. We have Hercules that's just starting to hit, Tigra as well, as you guys know. But we're also getting Scarlet Witch, retro Scarlet Witch card. I'm not sure. This is one of the only things from this weekend I did not pre-order. I'm going to play the long game on this one because I do have that Scarlet Witch from the Family Matters 3-pack that came with, I think that came with Carl Winslow, Steve Urkel, and Donna, I think, was in there. Is it Donna? I don't know, but maybe it was that other 3-pack with Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Magneto. I picked that one up. This isn't that much different. I don't know if there's enough difference there, enough meat on the old bone, as we like to say. But part of me feels like I might need a bad Scarlet Witch and a good Scarlet Witch on my different displays. So we'll see. I'll probably break down and pick this one up. And then we got Vision, White Vision. This is another character I did not own in my collection. I never had this White Vision. Part of a TRU, Toys R Us, for those that know. Exclusive back in the day in a 3-pack, I believe it was. I didn't pick that one up, and I've heard reports over the years that that's a very brittle figure, easily breakable. So I'm all for an update here. I'll be picking up the White Vision for sure. Looks pretty good to me. Then we saw a pipeline reveal, I guess, and we're going to finally get a new Buck mold. I always hate that Buck. It just sounds weird to me. But it's the new Bucky Cap mold. I guess it's the brand new one, and we're going to see it for the first time on the Lost, I almost said the Lost Smothers brother. No, the Lost Summers brother. Vulcan is his name, and obviously not super familiar with Vulcan. I would have rather had a Corsair and the Starjammers myself, but hey, who am I? But I saw that. It looks like a good enough figure. I don't know the character. I'll be picking it up. I'll be interested to learn a little bit more about our friend Vulcan. I wonder if he knows Spock out there. Who knows? You never know. But that was new base body. We're going to see that body a heck of a lot in the future, I guarantee. Then we saw the MCU 2-pack of Captain America and Sam Wilson. From what I saw, this is a very easy pass for me. I'm not picking this one up. Just not enough meat on the bone, like I keep saying on this one. So easy savings right there. They have the selling point of that was a ungoggled, unmasked, or whatever head for Sam Wilson. Wasn't enough. That's not enough for me. Maybe if it goes to clearance one day, but it's just not enough for me. I don't need another Falcon. I definitely don't need another Captain America from the MC Universe. So I'm passing on that one. But I will pick up the Winter Soldiers. I don't believe I had that one. I didn't have that Winter Soldier back in the day. I got that, what was it? Was it a Best Buy or GameStop or Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack with Falcon? I have that Winter Soldier, and I really do want this one they showed today. And it has all the guns you could ever want. Great posability, of course, and all that. What you get with the modern Marvel Legends. So I'm picking up that one. No way around it for me. And then they got into the animated X-Men series, which I can't believe is going to be 30 years old next year. I remember it like it was yesterday when that came on. It was such a game changer. I was so excited to watch that every single Saturday. I love that they talked about the Pizza Hut promotions, the Pizza Hut VHS tapes. I was all in on all that. I was part of that mania. It was definitely a great time. Nothing like a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut back in the day. You can take that one to the bank, but very, very cool. I love the VHS style packaging here. We're getting Wolverine. Of course we're getting Wolverine. I hope they really do give us all these characters in this. Going to be a lot of easy repaints, and then not so easy in some cases, but it'll be animated styled. Wolverine, of course you're going to start. That was everybody's favorite. That's where Wolverine really became my favorite about that time. Wolverine Mania running wild. It was funny, the Marvel Legends team, though, as an accessory for Wolverine, you get that picture frame with Cyclops and Jean Grey. I thought that was pretty funny. Really, Mayfax, was it Mayfax? Or, I think it was Mayfax. Didn't they beat him to the punch, like, earlier this year with that? So it's funny for the Marvel Legends team to come out with it, but kudos to them. They said you can even replace that picture and put whatever you want in there. So all kinds of fun with figure photography if you really want to with that one. But that Wolverine is pretty cool. 2 heads, a lot of accessories, and then that VHS and styled packaging hits me in all those nostalgia feels. So I'll be buying those. I'll be opening them, but I'm going to save that VHS and I'm going to put it on a shelf somewhere. It'll just look really cool as packaging. I just really like it. But then they did show Jubilee. It sounds like Jubilee is coming in June, Wolverine in May. A lot of these things are supposed to come way out, but we know how that goes. They say, hey, they're coming out in March, and then they come out in January. I mean, the Fantastic Four wave's hitting Walmarts right now. That was supposed to be March, April. Everything's faster than they say. That's the way, and I expect the same with these. But these X-Men animated ones are Disney, Shop Disney exclusives. Well, that's bad for me. There's no Disney stores anywhere near me. But you can order online, of course. But then Hasbro Pulse exclusives as well. And that's where I ordered from because being a Pulse member, I got free shipping out of that. So that is where I ordered both of those from. And then they also showed Captain America, the special Toy Biz Throwback Captain America figure. We've seen that before, but they told us a little bit more. They showed us Iron Man, which first look at that Iron Man, I said, how many times are we going to get this same figure? I mean, it looks just like the AI Iron Man. Very close color combination, but then I saw it. There was something that stole my heart and never let go with this Iron Man. And what was that? It was the Charles Bronson head. You guys know I love Death Wish. Death Wish is one of the greatest movies of all time. Give me all versions of Death Wish. Even when he's in the city with the big bazooka. Give me Charles Bronson. I love it. So I'm going to make a Charles Bronson custom out of this Iron Man. I'm going to find some kind of suited body, and it's going to be great. So that's the first thing I saw with this Iron Man figure. I said, oh man, we're finally getting that Charles Bronson head. That's what it looks like to me. But it's an interesting one. But then they did say Hulk and Toad are coming. Toad has been on a lot of wanted lists, including mine for a long time. But I tell you what, $31.99 price point on these, that's pretty rough. That is extremely rough, actually. I don't know how that's going to go down. That's a big price jump for a lot of us out there. And I don't know if it's going to be for everybody. Captain America, Iron Man, even Hulk at this point. We've gotten a lot over the last few years. Toad, I can see everybody jumping on. But these price increases, they are for real. And I keep saying here on the channel, we're going to see more price increases come January 2022. So be ready for that. Not just in the action figure game, food game, clothing game, gasoline, you name it. 2022, January, we're going to see some more price increases. So be prepared, vote with your wallet at the end of the day. And that's about it from the Marvel Legends team. So not a ton of news, but I thought it was enough news to warrant a decent PulseCon. I thought that was all right. It wasn't the biggest, but it didn't seem like it was really bad. And they were kind of making our expectations go low into this. But it is what it is. There's a lot of good stuff that's going to be shipping hopefully soon. A lot of influencers out there got those boxes of product and stuff. So some of that stuff has to be ready to go, like the Zartans and stuff like that, because those influencers got those. So hopefully we're going to be surprised. We're going to get some of this stuff. But one thing I know for sure is it was an extremely expensive weekend. If you're collecting Star Wars, Power Rangers, GIJOE, Marvel Legends, your wallet is hurting. Then you throw on Fortnite and Nerf. If any of my viewers collect that stuff, I didn't even watch those panels. But it was a very, very expensive weekend. My wallet is crying. My wallet's been crying from the last couple of weeks. And speaking of crying wallets, you're going to see some more of that in weekly purchases. And since I'm filming this out of order, I actually just hit the mailbox on my way home from the pumpkin patch. And who was here? We'll start off weekly purchases a little early. We got the Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy. And it sounds like Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan will be in the mail tomorrow. So I'm going to have to get, after this, we've got Legends to unbox. We've got 4 different Ultimate Editions to unbox. We got a lot of work to do here on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But now, that's Hasbro Con. That's the news of the week. Let's get into the weekly purchases. All right, guys, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. And this week, not as hardcore as the last 2 weeks. My wallet is still bleeding from the last couple of weeks of weekly purchases. This one came big, though. At the end of the week on Friday, a lot of stuff coming down to the wire. Very expensive times. Of course, Hasbro Con, Hasbro Pulse going on right now. A lot of pre-orders through there as well. So hard times for the wallet right now. I'm hoping things slow down a little bit to finish off the year, of course. So we'll see where that goes. But first off, in weekly purchases, I want to give out a shout out here to Murder Juice Customs. Yes, Murder Juice Customs, giving me one of the greatest gifts I think I've ever received in my short time on this earth. It was very humbling and a very cool package to arrive to. I really appreciate it. It was a nice surprise to get this, as he never said anything. It just showed up and I was blown away. And what is it? It was a custom, but your very own custom Kyle Peterson action figure. Here I am in plastic form, even got the Motorhead shirt, got the red shoes, my patented red shoes that are almost time to retire those forever. But just very, very cool. It was awesome to open this package up and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. So very cool there, the Motorhead shirt. Even got the old long hair. Hopefully I don't cut this anytime sooner. You might have to do another round for me. But just extremely solid. And then there was another figure in there, and you guys know me. Who do I love? What do I love? What do I love at my core? Well, you guys know. It is the Ultimate Warrior. It is Big Wrestlers. It is face paint. And this is the Kyle Warrior, I guess we'll call this one. It's me with Ultimate Warrior face paint. Like I've said on the channel many times, too many times to count. If I could just wear face paint every day, I would. If that was socially acceptable, I'd wear face paint to the office every day. But how cool is this to get an Ultimate Warrior inspired version of me? Plus, figure review Kyle, I guess, right here as well. Weekly purchases, Kyle, we'll call that. Big time shout out, big time thanks for this. Nice surprise, very humbling for sure to take the time to put these together and send them my way. Very, very appreciative and very, very cool here. That is for sure. I love these. These are going to go in my office. I think I'll put these right on my desk in my office is where these will go. So once again, thank you. Very cool. And I wanted to give a cool shout out and show these bad boys off at the top of weekly purchases. So let's get into it. Let's get into the rest of the stuff. A lot of stuff coming through the door this week. Some stuff you probably picked up as well. But this week, the Ultimate Edition, we've got the Undertaker Ultimate Edition. I can't wait to get into these. And then, of course, you get the Undertaker. Who do you get with him? You got to have his brother, Kane. So the two Ultimate Editions, Kane and the Undertaker, through the door. We'll unbox these on the channel this week, of course. But you guys know me. I'm part of that Double Up Club on the Ultimate Editions. I had to get one to unbox, one to leave in the pack. So we got both of those going on. So Undertaker, Kane, Ultimate Editions through the door this week. Gotta love those. It'll be interesting to see how these pan out at the old table here. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys know how that goes. All right, let's keep going here. I did pick up this one. Found this cheap. At a toy store. Ric Flair, Unmatched Fury. I just always loved this Flair, and it was really, really cheap. I said, what the heck, I'll pick it up. So I picked up this Ric Flair. Stick him here. Right there. I got that in box, and I'll keep him in the box, but I thought it was just cool and neat, and it just caught me at a weak moment, so I picked up that Ric Flair. If you guys saw this week Out of the Hunt, I guess it'll be in next week's figure hunting video, but I did post it on my Instagram story, I guess, but I have a Walmart in my area that, for whatever reason, all Showdown packs are $5. You guys know I wiped them out last week, picked up a ton of those Showdown packs, did giveaways here, saved some for Toys for Tots and stuff like that. Well, I went back to that Walmart this week, and they just restocked, and they were still all $5. So this time, my daughter Emma and I went in there. We bought a ton to give to Toys for Tots. Old David C. Anderson and I went in on it. We're going to give those to Toys for Tots later this year, but you might as well buy them up at $5, give them away. I hope the kids love John Cena and HBK, because that's what they were swimming in. But I did pick up a few that I figured I'd pick up. So for $5, the Street Profits, figured that wasn't a bad pickup. My kids love the Street Profits. I don't mind them myself either. And then I've been down since day one-ish as well. And Uso Crazy right here. I had to get the Usos. And this is an interesting one. These wouldn't be bad for guys in the crowd, but I do like that they come with these hats and stuff. So that's interesting enough. For $5 each, sign me up all day long. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I jump on those? And then you've got Hicks and Gracie. So I got this off of Instagram there. Well, foreign objects. Hicks and Gracie. Are you guys familiar with Hicks and Gracie? If you're not, man, look it up. You guys know me. I'm a pioneer MMA type guy. I was there at UFC 1. Well, I wasn't there, but I was watching UFC 1. And then getting Pancrase tapes from overseas and hearing MMA stories and the lore of the good old days, the old early days of MMA. And Hicks and Gracie was one of the most, if not the most dangerous fighters of all time. Has really went down in the record books as some say the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. Royce Gracie got a lot of glory in the UFC days, but his older brother Hickson was the one everyone feared. And I think that's been lost over time. But a very interesting story. He was the first Killer Gracie. And this came up on Instagram, and I said I had to pick this up. So, I've got the finger point out there, picked up the Hicks and Gracie. You cannot beat this one. As I dabble in some of that stuff. And I need to get the Don Fry and a few other ones of those one day. So we'll see. There you go. Halloween. It's all about Halloween. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I ended up picking this one up at Target. $30. Not too bad. We'll unbox this. Maybe we'll save this for a Halloween unboxing. But right there with the flickering light and all that, I figured I needed a Michael Myers in my collection. I was looking. I have Freddy Krueger, I have Jason, I have Leatherface, I have Captain Spaulding. Why don't I have Michael Myers? And I really did enjoy that Halloween Kills movie. I thought it was a tremendous movie. My kids and I all loved it. So I figured we'll get this, put this part of the Halloween decorations, and away we'll go. So there you go, Michael Myers through the door. How about Masters of the Universe Revelations? Last week we talked about Spycore. Well, this week, Beastman through the door. I picked up this Beastman. Not sure what to think about this one. This will be an interesting unboxing. I'm not totally sold on this Beastman, but we'll see where it goes. But I got Beastman through the door this week, so I was happy to pick that one up. And then I always get the old Major Wrestling Figure Podcast trading card in the mail. Let's see what I got this month. Let's see if I got a limited or an autograph or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to necessarily hold my breath, but you never know. You never know how it might come. Oh, look what I got here. I got Captain Shoes autographed. There it is. I got a rare autographed one of old Joe Shoes. Great Masters Universe friend out there. He loves himself some He-Man, but I got this one, and I got the autographed version. So, hey, good for me. Love Captain Shoes, 21 of 250. There it is right there. So, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. All right, there's round one. Now I got to go get round two. We'll be right back. All right, let's get down to round two, but first we should probably announce the Twitter winner of my giveaway, my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video. You made it this far. You guys know all the song and dance, the drill there. But the Twitter winner this video, whatever we're going to call it, Blake Adamian. Adamian, I think I said that right. But Blake, congratulations. You got a couple Showdown packs coming your way. Reach out to me. Give me your address. I'll get those out ASAP. So thank you, everybody, for entering the 3 giveaways. We got more giveaways to come on the channel. So once again, make sure you subscribe. But let's jump into part 2, weekly purchases. Let's go. How about WWE Legends Series 12? Old Big Sexy himself, Kevin Nash through the door. This is the only one that is just at every single Target of mine. It's funny, some areas have Piper everywhere, some have JYD everywhere. My Targets, they got Kevin Nash everywhere. So Kevin Nash through the door this week. There he is. And then I got via the mail, we got Billy Gunn, of course. There he is, DX Army Billy Gunn. Got him. Last week, this came after weekly purchases was filmed, Rowdy Roddy Piper. There he is. I got the red JYD last week for weekly purchases, but this week, via the mail, there it is, the old Chase JYD. So I am done on Legends 12. That series is in the books. So there it is. Legends 12 unboxing coming to the channel ASAP. So be ready for those. And then here's a funny one. Trish Stratus. Ah, yes. Elite Series 88 Trish Stratus. Just a natural beauty. Looking like a young Lama Sue from Star Wars. If you guys remember when I got these from Ringside accidentally sent me the Chase. I want to believe they said, hey, Kyle, we want to help you out. We're going to give you the Chase. But they sent me the Chase. So I had that one. So I said, I need the regular one. Well, I was perusing Amazon one night, and I saw this was up for shipping, next day shipping. I said, oh, what the heck? I need to get it eventually. I'll just order it off Amazon. That's what I did. Came the next day. Unfortunately for me, it was the Chase. I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I reordered, took that one back to Kohl's, and what came the next day? Yeah, another Chase Trish Stratus. And then I said, wait a minute, what is really the Chase here? So I got 2 Chase Trishes, had to take both back. Tried one more time, and on the 3rd spin, guess what? Kyle got the regular edition Trish Stratus finally. So I am complete on Elite 88 with the Chase Trish. Probably the worst figure of the year, to be honest. So there you go. And then we got a few other things. So I've been on the Eternals Mania. You guys saw me picking up Marvel Legends Eternals a couple weeks ago. Found most of the set. They are peg warming everywhere. I do think those will be clearance eventually. But I was a little angry because I can't find the Kingo, the Sprite, and the Ajax. Ajax being the Walmart exclusive. Well, just last night I went to the store late, Walmart of course, where I got those Showdown packs for $5. Happened to walk in the store and what do I see? That Eternals display. Just kind of caught my eye. I said, oh, here we go. Now's the time to shine. And it exactly was the time to shine. As I found the Eternals Marvel Legends Sprite. And pro tip out there, if you guys are going to buy these Eternals in store as of right now, get them at Walmart. They're only $20. They're like $23 at Target. So there you go. Pro tip there. We got Sprite. Got the Walmart exclusive Ajax figure. There she is right there. Salma Hayek. We all know the story, and we'll do that on the review. I don't know when we're going to get to these Eternals. We still got to do What If. We got a bunch of Infinity Sagas to unbox. We got like the Hydra Stomper and the Crow Eternal. I still got Thundercats to unbox. Of course, these Legends, the Ultimate Editions. There's so much stuff to unbox. It's unbelievable at this point in time. Got all those He-Man figures to unbox. I don't even know which way to go. You guys feel free in the comments like every week. If you want something move to the top of the list, let me know. I'll try to do it. And then the final one, Kingo. There he is, Kingo. So I got those 3 Eternals. Now I am complete on all the Eternals. I can unbox the whole wave, build a figure, all that kind of fun stuff. I just don't know if anybody's clamoring for those reviews. Those could be some of the lowest watched views of all time on my channel. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We definitely will. And then finally this week, the last thing I picked up caught me in a weak moment on, I want to say Wednesday, and it came like 2 days later. It was the Turtle Blimp. So we were doing throwback turtles here. The Turtle Blimp. A vehicle I always admired from afar as a kid, never owned it, and I wasn't really planning on it, kind of like the Party Wagon. I passed on that. I gave that up to the old outlaw Waylon Jennings. I said, you know what, this Blimp, though, I feel like maybe I hang it from my ceiling over my cartoon NECA Ninja Turtles. It might look in. It might just look okay. I'm not sure. I can still always take this back if I change my mind. I just figured I better order it, and I'll ask questions later. I can always take it back, or I can give it to old Waylon Jennings. He might end up wanting this, too, so we'll see where that goes here, but I did pick up the Turtle Blimp. So like I said, this week, a decent week, but nowhere near the last 2 weeks, and man, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Next week, I'm not sure if we'll see a whole lot next week. I don't know if I'll find that Eternia Guards at Big Lots if I'm lucky. That Fantastic Four Marvel Legends wave. I have Thing. I need the rest of those Marvel Legends, but that's about it out there. There's really nothing else unless there's, you know, a chase figure, wrestling figure, or something like that. So we might see a little lull in the figure hunting game the next few weeks, but we'll see. We're still going to be out there. I'm a creature of habit. I love checking out the stores. I do have some travels coming up to South Dakota. Yes, South Dakota's favorite son coming back. Maybe I'll visit Mount Rushmore when I'm up there. And then I'm going back to Minnesota as well. So we'll have another on-the-road fig hunt early November. So be prepared for that one on the channel very, very soon. And then, yeah, that's about it. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification. We're on the slow march to 20,000. Hopefully by this time next year, maybe we'll be at 20,000. We'll see how it goes. We're on the slow march. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend. You guys know how it goes. Make sure you like the video. Leave me your comments below. What did you pick up this week? Anything you want to see reviewed more than others, you guys let me know on that as well. And that's about it. So I'm strutting and strolling, rocking and rolling my way into the weekend and to the Halloween pumpkin patch with the kids. We'll see how that goes. But I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.